More than 2 decades ago, the political history of Nigeria have woken to a new reality of refreshing vitality with the emergence of His Excellency Anyim Pius Anyim onto the political rostrum. A man of towering experience and laudable parts, Anyim Pius has since displayed rare zest in innovative ideas, service delivery, and peace overtures in all his programs and assignments.
A very pleasant disposition towards people. He is a very respectful person, and his presence is always felt anytime, either during discussions or talking about issues that concern this country.
Born on February 19, 1961, at Ishiagu community of Ivo local government area of Ebonyi State, Anyim Pius Anyim had his early education at Ishiagu High School and the Federal School of Arts and Science, Aba. Thereafter, he moved to the Imo State University, Uturu, where he successfully backed a law degree. His youth service days were most phenomenal, and in 1987, he was made the coordinator, Youth Mobilization Program in Sokoto State in recognition of his qualities. Few years later, Anyim Pius Anyim was appointed the head of Protection Department of the National Commission for Refugees, Abuja, with an added responsibility to provide legal services and political protection for the refugees.
He has done very well in his capacity as the legal advisor, and his potentials were realized by the various appointments into the various panel which he was appointed to.
This assignment saw him globetrotting the length and breadth of the world. 1998 saw Anyim Pius join Nigerian politics on the platform of the United Nigerian Congress Party, UNCP, and winning a Senate seat on his first shot. However, the death of General Sani Abacha nullified the election. Later, he moved to the People's Democratic Party and again won election to the Senate in 1999 to represent Ebonyi South Senatorial District. A year later, his robust contribution on the floor of the Red Chamber ensured his appointment as the President of the Nigerian Senate in the year 2000. His 3-year reign as Senate President was eventful and impactful, ensuring Nigerians got the best through effective lawmaking, transparency in government and its agencies, and zero tolerance to corruption and sacred cows in the system.
Pius Anyim is an excellent leader, someone that is never tired of teaching or, is never tired of giving out his best. During the time he was the Senate President, of course, he served this country very meritoriously.
Combining his legal mind with sincere nationalistic stance, Anyim Pius was undaunted and declared he was opposed to all the then office holders, including himself, to go a second term in office. This, in his view, was to sustain, protect, and nurture our then nascent democracy.
This is an example, first class example of a gentleman to the core, a gentleman par excellence. And we want many Anyims around us in different parts of the country.
I say without missing word, if we have his likes in government, whether from the Muslim or the Christian class, Nigeria will go forward.
After a distinguished and active time as Senate President, Anyim Pius Anyim in 2003 did not seek re-election in honor of his statement. He, however, supported credible candidates to challenge sitting politicians within Ebonyi State. This action saw him at collision course with politicians who were desperate on re-election. In 2008, the gentle giant was a candidate in the election for the chairmanship of the PDP with massive support from politicians, professional groups and Nigerian youths. In the end, the preferred candidate was outsmarted by a thick web of intrigues fabricated from the political millhouse.
One thing about my own career had been that I have never for any reason stepped into where I wasn't so sure that God was sending me, and there hadn't been anything I become that I didn't have a revelation of sin. So when I have the confidence that God has okayed my stepping in, I will step in with full confidence, with full determination, and absolutely trusting in God.
Under President Jonathan, Anyim Pius Anyim served as the head of the centenary celebration of the proclamation of Nigeria as a sovereign nation by the British. He was also appointed by former President Goodluck Jonathan as the secretary to the federal government of Nigeria.
During my time as president, I can state firmly that you are a devoted patriot who is always willing to give his best towards the advancement of our nation. I recall your immense contribution to the success of the landmark centenary celebrations in 2014, which was a great moment in the life of our administration and our nation.
Anyim Pius Anyim is a well-committed family man, a community unity canopy and bridge builder of peace.
The distinguishing features of Anyim is not the humility or the accessibility that people talk about. I believe it's that state of yieldedness that he's been able to yield himself to be an instrument in the hands of God.
He was a politician's politician. He was a responsible leader. He was equally an administrator of significant competence. More or less, he was also one who took his responsibility very seriously.
This legendary politician parades an enviable galaxy of awards and titles.
The decisions I make, the choices I make, the steps I take, and the convictions I have. I think that's what differentiates one from the other. So because you will act based on where you know you are coming from. My source is God, and so I have to do all that I can do if I would defend it before God.
He's a solutions provider, and he's a problem solver. He treats Nigerians as Nigerians.
For you, you're a young person, you have a long way to go in Nigeria. Please keep it up. Do whatever you can do to save this country. I wish you all the best of luck, my dear brother.
He is a strong disciple of democracy and a special breed in every sense and in every profile of selflessness and patriotism.
Nigeria holds a lot of promise. I believe firmly in Nigeria, and I know that at one point we will get it right, and the potentials that are being held down will be unleashed for the benefit of our people. Certainly, Nigeria is amazingly very potent, very potent.
Anyim Pius Anyim has tested both sides of the service spectrum and has distinguished himself in character and service. In these days of political optimism, when leaders mortgage their consciences on the altar of greed and corruption, Anyim Pius has isolated and distinguished himself as a fountain of integrity from where the precious water of truth has continued to flow. He has taken his talents down to everywhere and everything and has never disappointed his teeming fans. He is a people-oriented leader who would abandon his personal comfort for humanity, especially the downtrodden. He has reached out to several people nationwide in small and large measures and remains the very kind that this country yearns for in a true, faithful, and caring leader. Ayim Pius is a man of muscular Christianity whose belief and passion is in loving and caring for humanity. His daily activities begins and ends with devotion to the Supreme Being. He will not compromise his time of prayer and devotion for anything. Ayim is a true Ebonyan. He is a lover of nature and all that it entails.
But most interestingly, the thing that interests me most is to watch my garden. In fact, I did tell people that at a point in my life, I realized that one need to graduate from ambition to passion. And my passion is to see other lives grow, not just human lives. To see plants grow, to see small animals grow. If you see me look after my goats or my guinea fowl or my other animals, you'll be amazed, and I enjoy it. And if you see me planting, you'll be amazed, and I watch them. If I go to my farm today, I know which plant that is where they are. I know when we planted this, how it had performed. If I can sit here and tell my people, how is that particular plant growing if I haven't been to the farm for a month? Because most of my farm is not just commercial farming in the real sense of it, it's largely environmental farming. I aspired to achieve 5,000 species of plants in my farm as a hobby. And I gather plants from everywhere, trees, various species, and plant in my place, and I watch them grow. It makes me happy to see that they are doing well. I prepare for them when they are young and the dry season is coming, and during rainy season they are doing so well. I feel so happy. In fact, the plants I planted before the rainy season started, they are doing so well, and it makes me happy. If I get to the farm now, the first thing I will do is to go around. And if for 1 month I haven't been to the farm, and I said, I will call the farm managers. That plant, the one on this place, how is it doing? And they'll give me a report. How is this one doing? They'll give me a report. How is this field doing? They'll give me a report. What's the level of the grass? Did you cut them? And it makes me happy. I think if there is anything that excites me outside my proper career, I think is farming.
His greatest pastime is watching his crops and livestock grow, and except for other important programs, he spends a major deal of his time and energy in this part of his life. This has given him more joy than anything else. He is married with children.
To me, he is a wonderful husband, a loving husband, a caring husband. Many people out there know him as he touches life, he touched their life one way or the other. But for us at home, we know him for his being God-fearing, his being loving, his being caring, his being a man that is always full of smiles. He's very jovial, and that is one of the best things I love about him. Anytime he comes to the house, you can never have a dull moment.
So I think it's a matter of one's background and one's belief and one's faith in God. But I can say that every attitude you see me manifest, every character you find in me, you can trace it to my belief in God.